Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland. Of here to glorious 1v1. Oh, and you guessed it, it is Nexus. In the east, it is Rajan, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division gets from Berlin with Osttruppen featuring, well, Osttruppen, entrenching tools, artillery field officers, supply drops, and the railway artillery support with triple infantry. West in the west is Manitou, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 2nd Armored Division tasked with breaking through the German defensive lines here. With Rifle Company featuring the EC-8, rifleman defensive structures, advanced infantry equipment, M3 half-tracks, and the White Phosphorus smoke barrage. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, champions and heroes, one and all. Certainly, my company of heroes there. Other people can join such an illustrious elite by pledging on Patreon themselves or donate via PayPal. Links in the description. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing also helps out the Propagandacast a bit there with the YouTube algorithm. So, Osttruppen sniper start here for Rajan as he strikes against the Americans. Stub rifle squad there for Manitou. Definitely a bit rare to see Osttruppen, but there's definitely been a slight surge in Osttruppen builds again. Only slight, but definitely more people are starting to experiment a bit more aggressively again. Sniper almost down there though for Rajan. Sniper out there, awesome again in the echelons. 2nd Osttruppen squad on the way there. Pioneers are in the building. But the skirmish there up north, we got the rifle squad heading from the northern field point. Pioneer being back to caught with the rifle squad. There we go, 2nd Osttruppen squad, Pioneers back to all one with the rifle squad. Down to 2 men, Osttruppen forwards here. Charging up the reactions there, good kill. Osttruppen running rifle squad here. And there you go, reactions and running in the face of the German army here. The 17th SS was a, well, the Panzer division formed up of ethnic Germans from Hungary and Romania. Quality, although, was fairly weak by the start of the fighting in Normandy because most of the division actually had much time to train or even train with each other, so it had a lot of issues in that regard. 3rd Osttruppen squad there for Rajan. I mean, definitely employing this Osttruppen aggressively. Reason why some players still go for Osttruppen is they do allow you to get a lot of cheap infantry faster, and that since the speed can still be crucial, plus the light machines they do sort of scale half decent, they're still not going to be like comparable to grenadiers. But again, you're sort of hoping to like get that initial advantage here in terms of like speed and numbers. That doesn't really matter. Down to 2 men here for Manitou, forced to fall back here. We turned out that's a pretty fast tech for Manitou, but only 2 rifle squads into Lieutenant. It is honestly a bit risky, but he's probably going to hit back like with maybe a 50 cal and some vehicles here as this Osttruppen heavy build there, possibly rush out the M20 to hunt down the sniper. So there's definitely a lot there going on. Also worth noting, we're actually 3 minutes in the game, not a single one is bothered with the victory points. That is slightly interesting. Of course, not super important, but, you know, slightly interesting. So we've got your mechanized command post, probably going to try to rush out the M20 to hit the sniper. Pioneers ground the point there. Tech on the way there for Rajan. Awesome seeing points in there. Can also begin laying down sandbags with them if he wants to. Wouldn't be a half bad idea, obviously. Heading for the center, heading northwards with the Pioneers. Got these munitions somewhat secured. Oh, we do get some sandbags, but they go caught with the Lieutenant here. The Osttruppen will have to stop that. And of course, on the open no cover, they are unable to really do much. Oh, that was a sniper actually getting killed there. Like, yeah, I hit someone! Nein, sorry, mein Freund, that was me. Oh. Getting up close, the Osttruppen just unable to do anything against the Lieutenant. It's just the sniper doing all of the work there. Take down there. MG42 here for Rajan as he realizes he's under a lot of pressure, and there we go. Using the sprinter building rifle to try and rush down the Osttruppen. Thumbs up, in fact, 2 thumbs up. A lot of players, even they go for rifle, don't realize they have fire up there, which can be quite powerful. Under the right second line. In this case, though, only forced the sniper to retreat, but you know, had he been a bit lucky, he could have possibly like gotten the sniper there. We do get the M20 utility car here for Manitou on the south, going for the southern field point, even the northern one's being seized by the Germans. Sneak about some Pioneers, still very sneaky there by Rajan. Got the Osttruppen trying to rifle squad, sticking close to cover so they can actually like hit something. There we go, 1 man down, sniper gets another kill there. MD42 at the ready. No vehicles inside, no preparation, meaning the M20 could be fairly effective here for Manitou, because without that it can sort of like bleed away at the infantry, also pressure the sniper and possibly get a wipe at it, since the M20 does have a 50% accuracy bonus against snipers. That's it. Manitou, or Rajan, is very wise to keep the Osttruppen close to the sniper, so you know, it can't just be run down by infantry, but also crucially, Manitou can't easily like just brush the M20 at it without risking some Panzerfausts. Skirmish in the south, up north the fuel from Nexus. Ambulance briefly considered here by Manitou, but something in him made him go no. Osttruppen caught here, laying down sandbags again by the M20, 50 cal flying away there, breaking those Germans with hot lead. 10 points back the Osttruppen there, we go, routed there as well. Another sniper kill. 11 kills there, veterans. One. Like to make a nice kill. That's going to be an armoured car match in response to the M20. You could go for the Pack 40, but against the M20 you typically want to shut that down fast. Ooh, sniper's actually a bit exposed here. Yeah, Coh2. That said, even with the 50% accuracy bonus, chances there are not good. Plus, there's a chance, of course, if it dives in, they could, of course, get Panzerfaust and the M2 arrives at the same time to destroy his M20. So, very wise to see Manitou there to not dive in, even if the temptation might have been strong. Even if the temptation was very strong. Bit of manpower float here. Does make you wonder why he cancelled the ambulance here. What was Manitou considering there? Steward, I guess? That's like pretty much like the main thing you can imagine here. Tank traps up there. Bunker up. Got the armoured car there for Rajan. Goes in a bit of trouble with the 222. Got the Browns squad trying to flank up. He could hit an anti-tank rough grenade off on the 222. There we go. Sniper also sent back to the base. Steward light tank is only for Manitou. The M5A1 Steward light tank. There was also an early version, the M3A1. Major differences were the armor and I believe a bit the engine as well there. But the armor of the M3A1 was not sloped, whereas the M5A1 Steward is sloped. Giving it overall a bit better armor protection there. Awesome, they're being slowly bled out. Moving with M20 again. He's going to bleed out some of those goddamn krauts. Now got the embassy there for Manitou. Raw squad push back. Rajan here could consider the offset or a Panzer squad for something a bit more aggressive in terms of infantry. I think that would personally be a good idea. Flank with Rav squad, very nice, though lacking grenades or bars may not be as super successful. But now we do have the Steward out here. And of course, it's worth noting, Rajan has no anti-tank guns. He does get a telemine down there, thumbs up, and Manitou, of course, meanwhile has not laid down, I think, a single mine with his M20. Got the M5 rushing ahead here. Getting the Rav squad. Shoot, misses the 222. Finding around the centre, finding the north here. Pearson with flamethrowers drowning out those Germans. We actually got a mining from Manitou by the northern field point. Interesting. That is a very peculiar setup there. Not the one I'd expect at all. And there you go, Pack 40 for Rajan. Obviously, rather than the Steward light tank. Very much adds, like, you know, a significant element there to Rajan, and he can't ignore that at all. So he has to, like, get out of Pack 40 here. Oh, the armored car sets of the mine. That was lucky there for Rajan. Like, his 2-2 was right about to hit and get destroyed, even killing more Osttruppen. Talk about lucky there for Rajan. Wow. That also adds the danger about laying out your mines like that on points, since again, you know, it's going to draw infantry and other stuff there. But, you know, that was definitely nonetheless fairly lucky. Armored car there, Steward lighting trying to get out of there. Pioneers moving forward. We've got 490 to 450. Southern field point C is going to move for the southern victory point. Northern field being grabbed here by the Germans. Lots of maneuvers here. The M20 could move up to try and deal with the Osttruppen there. Push them off the fuel point again. Got the sniper there with 12 kills in the name of Deutschland. We do have weapon racks now by here for Manitou. But crucially, not a lot of munitions to use on them. But you know, some bars and bazookas down the road, of course, will have quite an effect here for the Americans versus the Germans. Stuart going up for the 2-2. Good hit there. Pack for the response and misses. Right across the nose. Up north, another push here. Again, moving up with the M20. There we go. That's going to be wiping on Rajan, wiping out one Osttruppen squad, leaving no survivors. 2 kills in the Stuart light tank there with his third son with a gun. Another machine gun here for Rajan, but crucially, no more infantry. Close call and Stuart there for Manitou. Ground on the fuel and victory point. Again, we got 474, so 450, fairly close there. Machine gun number 2 halfway done. Grayson then moving with a flamethrower looking to flank the Krauts, but instead met with a significant German force in response, including that sniper there with 13 kills, halfway to Veteran 2 in the south. Fresh Ralph coming forward with a BA on hand, but there's an MG42 ready for them. And there you go, Manitou responds to all of this with a mortar. I think that's an excellent addition here versus the German's machine gun teams and support weapon elements. That is a very good addition. Sniper being caught here with a lieutenant, taking a few shots to the rear, but nothing significant. The MD42 is being outmaneuvered here. Not before the rifle squad's pushed off. Still, this does briefly give Manitou more fuel here than Rajan. Like, you spend more on light vehicles anyway, so I'm saying leverage. Then in comparison, Rajan's gonna spend a bit of fuel on the armored car. So Manitou does need to leverage this, but still with 2 fuel points, you should be able to make up for it fairly fast here against Rajan. Panzer going to be here for Rajan. Thumbs up. Still light tank there, close to Veteran 1, opening up the mounting Osttruppen. M20 falling back here, armor car joining. Pack 41 the centre, got the Osttruppen northwards. Troops reinforcing healing here for Manitou. Got it from the pack 4 here, punching through the Stuarts' thin armor, and we got the mortar now joining in the fun here for freedom.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
I thought I heard the mortar whistling wasn't, so it was like, you know, waiting for the mortar to drop. It's like, huh. Maybe it's just the cat whistling. No. Got the calf point there. Captain here for Manitou, I think, indicates he's definitely not feeling confident like in the current armor race here. Almost got the 2-2 though. Really close call there, but does fall a bit beyond his luck there. So going for the captain there, just get us some anti-tank here. Could get another Osttruppen wipe though, which should be handy honestly for Manitou opposite. Nothing wrong getting some wipes. And you're the one getting wiped. There we go. Osttruppen squad wipes. Going to force Rajan to go into more infantry down the road. But good fuel disruption there by Rajan and Manitou. And there you go. MD42 Coh2. Point blank 50 caliber fire there is definitely no joke. Unless it's an American joke. Tech there for Rajan meanwhile. He's definitely not worried about coming his way. Panzer squad push back, captain out there, so probably going to be seeing some anti-tanks here for Manitou before you even consider taking up there. Modify landing awfully close to the MD42 team, but only narrowly. Could consider laying down some anti-tank mines still with the M20. Getting a bit more aggressive here in the south. Mortar is about to encounter the Germans now with 19 kills now.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Sniper 7 proving to be a good investment here for Rajan versus Manitou. Tech almost done there. First anti-tank on the way there for Manitou, and I imagine we're looking at least 2 of them. And he's even got a little bulletin for him slightly cheaper. There we go, and mechanized command post. Pack howitzer, I guess. Not entirely sure that's the best choice there for Manitou. So I feel he's just going for like another anti-tank gun, you know, tech ahead here. I'm not entirely sure he's going for the mechanized command post on that one as well. Definitely slightly peculiar to me on that one. Slightly peculiar. Up north there, Panzer pushing for the northern fuel point there, advancing steadily. No resistance up from the Americans. Got the mortar opening up there, trying to bombard the MU-42. Got a kill there. Machine crews down to just 2 men low on health. Close call there. Southern point having ceased. Shot fired, whiffed. Nothing further happening in Manitou's base. Got the captain, lieutenant, and a rifle squad there. In fact, 2 rifle squads equipped with bars. So upon the cop here, though, for Rajan can then go into the Panzer IV. 17th SS did not have access to Panzer IVs, it had access to Stuhlforce and its Panzer Battalion, and its Tank Destroyer Battalion was equipped with Marders. Actually supposed to have Jagdpanzer IVs, but they had not arrived, and actually only arrived until like much later, and would actually not join up with the division. In fact, they sort of went to be bunched up with the 12th SS Panzer Division's Jagdpanzer IVs as well, where they'd serve in the defense of Paris.
The enemy is taking our territory.
So, little fun fact there. South we got the captain as the Osttruppen. Light machine guns up here for Rajan's Osttruppen. Rifle squad pushing ahead here. Exposing a bit of a gap there. Thank also good use of smoke here by Manitou. Thumbs up to that. Good use of smoke is a very handy tactical element to have. Machine the coming on northern advance here. Panther on the way there for Rajan. And Manitou, no sign of tank or additional anti-tank guns. And certainly no bazookas. Stuart rushing in here, pushing back here. Rajan's northern forces, a small detachment there, easily dispatched. In the south, MU4 troops back to enter them 20. Firing into the gun at point blank range. But there you go, pack forward. We do get a smoke screen there, but not before the gunner gets a bit of a headache there. God damn! That hurt! Panther IV's right around the corner. We got Panzerschrecks. Panzerschrecks? I feel like that one's a bit questionable there currently. Like if you had more Panzer gun these and they upgrade them, sure maybe, but yeah, that one feels a bit much. But oh well, could come in handy, in particular if Manitou soon takes up again going for those EC8s, in which case, you know, having a bunch of Panzerschrecks doesn't hurt. But that said, I do feel like the timing for the upgrade is a bit curious. Same for the cap now, which you should have seen, so it's like not, you shouldn't be like worried about enemy like tanks anytime soon. So again, the Panzerschrecks feel a bit redundant, a bit much. Pack out of Manitou, I mean, further delaying the tank, the obviously good best name for support weapons, but crucially not so great against the tank. Good hit from the M1, punch straight through the Panther IV side. Panther IV command tank going for the command tank. Panther IV tank, they're going for the captain. I've got opening up here. Got the pack cards out there for Manitou on the south. Troops holding up. In the centre, we got the sniping forts here. Close to the A-slopes, swimming forts. Lieutenant holding up. And more Osttruppen. But there he goes. Stuart catching the sniper out in the open. Stuart misses though. Second shot almost got it. Doesn't pursue though. Really close call there for Rajan. Again, he's getting a bit lucky, to put it gently. Nothing further happening in the base there. Now then, Manitou's base still no attack here. We do have the White Phosphorus barrage available here to the Americans. Well, we had the White Phosphorus barrage available. We had. Past tense. In the south, the armored can't wait. Regular grenadiers now for Rajan. Wow, he is definitely going for a mixed bag of infantry there. Pack cards firing away there. Good hit on the MG42. Another pack out that goes a bit off the mark. Captain 05 on the Panther IV. Close hit on the MG42. Panther IV rolling ahead here. Rifle squad suppressed. Rifle squad there. Moving towards the contest that against the Germans. We've got 366 was 420. Panther with rifle squad up close. Great hit there with Sun Family Gun. Plunging one of those Americans into the afterlife. Anti-tank firing away there. Didn't go off the anti-tank rifle grenade there in time. Well, it looks a bit, or maybe it was. Yes, I thought the anti-tank had done any damage there. Still in a bit of trouble alongside the M20 as the Panther rolls ahead here. Got the pack footage joining in. He definitely does his solution for Manitou. We also got the Panzerjägers here. Pack hard to fire though. Obliterates Ulrich there. Panther IV almost gets the M20. Panther IV there. Bit of damage here. M20 getting out of there. Good hit from the M tank and pushing the Panther IV down to roughly a quarter. Maybe a bit more than that. Grenadiers, sniper, machine gun armor cars sitting out there. Back at base here for Manitou. Nothing further is transpiring. No additional bazookas, no bars, nothing. And certainly no take on. In fact, he's got quite a bit of fuel here floating, but he's still not pushing for tanks. Obviously, part of it is the intense manpower bleed, but even then I feel like things could have been initiated perhaps a bit more efficiently. Mortar caught here by the advancing Grenadier with the MG4. There we go. Brave counterattack here by Manitou's men. Sends those Grenadiers packing. Up north, Point being seized by the Osttruppen. No light machines for them. So we'll have to see what happens next. Probably another Panther here for Rajan versus Manitou. Wouldn't be a half bad idea. But yeah, Manitou, by the looks of it, is finally taking up there. East has the fuel for safe focus on an EC-8 here to push back against the Germans. He could also go for the M36 Jackson tank destroyer. Pack out at it with the 7mm cannon. Going for the Osttruppen. Good hit there. Didn't get any kills, but definitely left them, you know, something feeling like they got killed.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Armored car, Panzerjägers machine moving in there. Again, the Panzerjägers feel a bit redundant at the moment. Feel like you should have just kept them with the Panzer assault rifles. Of course, it could have been a misclick here. I mean, that happens from time to time. Maybe that's what happened there for Rajan and his Panzerjägers. Captain stunned by the sniper somewhere. There we go. Northeast to it versus the Osttruppen. And the Major is ready for freedom, democracy, liberty. Sniper there, east low by the way. Panzerjägers moving forwards. There we go. Osttruppen there about to engage by the Stuart Light tank. And Ralph's got on the cuff on there as well. Very good. So, not far away from the EC-8 or M36 Jackson tank destroyer here for Manitou and the 2nd Armoured. Another Panther 4 there for Rajan and the German army here. Panther 4 rolling heavy with the 7mm cannon, adding the pin-mounted MG42. Got the point here.
Is under attack.
Panther 4, number 2 almost done. Manpower bleed continues to be an issue there for Manitou, slowing down the arrival, or calling in first case of the tank. Though, of course, with a captain, he can supervise out the tank faster or the tank destroyer. So, we'll have to see, of course, if Manitou does that. It's sadly not something a lot of American players do, despite it being quite powerful under the right circumstances. And particularly over like Russia got armor, and you know, boom, captain survivability just means that Russia's even faster. And Russia, 352 versus 383. Well, Manitou is definitely managed to gain a lead. It is falling apart here under the arrival of the 2nd Panther here from Rajan. Getting some support here from the nearby 1st SS Panzer Division. Going here for it. Oh, there's an anti-tank mine there. Very good. We'll have to see if we can bait his opponent into that, since that would obviously immobilize the Panther 4 entirely, which would be pretty bad for Rajan. Ooh, close kill there on the snipe. Almost killed there with the pack out on the sniper. That's quite impressive. Yeah, Manitou is definitely a bit of a tight spot. I think part of the issue is just focusing much in the center there. He's like not considering other parts of tanks. He's actually got multiple mines up, but they all, I feel like, too close to his base. Like, he should have been a bit more aggressive with the mining, honestly, here versus Rajan. Particularly since Rajan doesn't have, like, literally any minesweepers. Or, like, you know, I feel like he'd been more aggressive with it, more bold. Almost got the Panther 4 does escape. Stuart is in flames. M20 is close to bursting into flames. Can call in the EC-8 now, or could go for the M36 Jackson tank destroyer, but definitely think he should make the decision soon, and then use the captain to supervise up whatever choice he makes. There you go. He's going to go for the Jackson, in which case, pop the captain in there, supervise it. Yes, yes, he's actually doing it. He's doing it. My lord, someone's doing it. They're just staring intently at it. Could you stop staring at me? Okay, I'm going to give the tank some direction for shortcuts, okay? Stop staring at me. Okay, I admit it. I killed Abraham Lincoln! We already know who did that, you jackass. Oh. Heading northwards there. Fixing up the Panther 4. So there you go. Jackson tanks are out there. It's going to obviously put some pressure on the tanks. So I probably don't think should have gone for the EC8. That's it. He almost has to fuel for an EC8, so I guess it can work out anyways. Close to what there on Rajan's going to do. Up north, good push here, supposedly. Jackson moving forwards. Sniper there with 37 kills in the name of Deutschland. Grabbing the northern victory point here. Fixing up the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Troops enforcing their healing. Anti-tank holding back here for Manitou, freedom and democracy. There we go, good hit from the Jackson. Punches straight through the sidearm. We got artillery calling MD42 as well there. Other Panther flying northwards here. Osttruppen, they're close to being wiped by the Lieutenant with the bar and the Thompson. There you go, that's another wipe here. Artillery fire there, machine gun nearly dodged. We've also got smoke here, lying mountain up near the centre. Decent coordination there. Just need some tanks, some freedom boxes. Another grenadier squad here for Rajan. I suppose he's starting to head now for these Osttruppen. Anti-tank holding back here. Rajan was pressed by the MD42 near Eastland on that one. 352 to 256. The victory points are rapidly running out here for Manitou. Continues to focus heavily on the centre. Could feel like trying to sneak through the sides, though of course the Panther falls in some ways makes it hard to this. Be a bit more aggressive and harassment. Again, this is where getting tanks of his own would help him. Not entirely sure what the pack cards are buying this time around, except some old abandoned railway cars. Got the M20 Woo near ace level on that one, actually. Near ace level. Oh, he actually took out the armored car with the mine there. At this point of the match, not quite what he was looking for, honestly, I imagine. Had it been earlier, great, but by now it's I mean, it's still good he killed it, but he probably would have hoped to, catch a Panther 4 with it. Good hit there from the Jackson. Punches cleaning through the Panther 4's front armor. Mod from the gun is there, killing poor Jürgen. The South East and young people now being unleashed by the MD42 on the cap. And the M20 dashing forwards for freedom. Goes straight here for the gunner. Takes a lot of shots there, leaving the crew and crucially the vehicle rather perforated. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about ventilation. Ha ha ha. Shut up, George. I'm fairly certain I just lost half my sternum. What's a sternum? I don't know. I thought it sounded cool. But I'm fairly certain I'm missing some vital organs. But Manitou has definitely, I think, lost some of his spirit here, some of his gear. Rajan is just allowed to determine a lot more of the fighting now, and Manitou is just playing a lot more defensively. Again, part of it's just this heavy focus on the centre, but I feel also part of it's he just didn't utilise the M20 to get some more aggressive mines down here versus Rajan when he couldn't. In fact, now Rajan is starting to lay down more and more mines versus Manitou. Panzer is moving forward here, going for that Jackson tank destroyer, straight into the bar-wielding rifleman. Except, of course, for Carl's squad, which can't get the bars because they're a bunch of idiots. Turn getting ready. Still an additional tanks here for Manitou. Again, a bit of the issue with the intense manpower bleeding. Feel like, again, Manitou should be a bit smart about his taxi and trying to avoid some degree of manpower bleeding. He needs to accept some slowness and reinforcement to get out some tanks because one of these is right now hurting. He's not getting tanks up. Meanwhile, the way the engagement is going for Rajan, he's now able to go for heavy Panther and actually go for a Panther he wanted to versus Manitou. In this regard, he's not being punished particularly because Manitou is just not attacking, so to say, particularly aggressively or efficiently versus Rajan. And of course, part of these also the snipers just being very efficient at bleeding out Manitou. Jackson knocked out here. Nice caught here by between the Pack 4 and the Panther 4. Costing Manitou his tank destroyer, leaving him further than a bad spot. And certainly the argument should have really just have gone for Jackson, should have just gone for the EC8 because, again, could allow him to play more aggressively anyways and certainly taking more hits than that tank destroyer. So Certainly some questions there for Manitou to ponder about. There we go. Rajan deciding he does want a Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Back at basic for Manitou, nothing further happening. We got 344s, 216. Going for another Jackson tank. So we also got more mines. But again, note the way he's positioning the mines is like he's expecting the opponent to attack him, but clearly Rajan doesn't. So like, it's great he's laying down mines. Make no mistake, but the positioning is, you know, quite opposite way he should have been laying them in the first place. Should have been like, you know, more around here or here. Or he obviously when the opponent wasn't there looking, but you know, you should have been placing them there rather than around here or even up there. It's like, you know, they're much too close to him. There's a lot smaller chance the opponent's going to like dive into them, and there's also just a lot less disruptive. So I feel like, you know, these mines just, again, it's great he's laying down, but needs to improve on how he lays this down the mines. We're also going to find a bit more movement towards the south here, which is, you know, been the other issue for Manitou, is like just, again, got too focused in the center, bleeding himself out here against Rajan, who of course were more than happy to acquiesce that tactic and strategy. So now we got another Jackson out here. But the problem is, it's not like, you know, he needs the longer range or more penetration. Oh, he counts the Panther for another Panther 4. Honestly, that makes a ton of sense, honestly. Like, it's just, why go for a Panther? Just go for another Panther 4. Particularly if opponent's going to go for Jackson tank destroyers, I mean, you might as well just go for Panther 4s. So with this, I mean, he just completely, like, undermines Jackson. He'd gone for ECH, they would have just been a better spot. They feel like, you know, cost efficiency wise. Third Panther 4's almost done there. Good hit, they got down to half health. Getting the south here from those goddamn Nazis. Tiltifying down the enemy for 2. Grab Northern Point with the captain. Sniper here with 46 kills. That is a hell of a kill tally. There you go, third Panther 4 there for Rajan and the German army. Carl squad continues to just have to stare at the weapon racks, but no touching. Tillicalled in the trench position there, good hit from the Jackson again. The problem is just like the Jackson's like there's 3 Panther 4s utterly outnumbered. We'd almost be a bit off like going for more anti-tankers at this point rather than more Jacksons. If I have to be honest, like the anti-tankers just have so much better DPS, particularly versus medium armor. Because again, they don't need to rely as much on the penetration, in which case the much higher rate of fire is like really dangerous for like Panther 4s. Like 2 M1 anti-tank guns can actually take out Panther 4 really fast if the Wehrmacht player is not careful, for example. So a bit surprised he's only committed to like 1 anti-tank and is more than willing to invest into like 2 tank destroyers. So the support called in on the pack cards and the M1 anti-tank gun there. Panther 4 getting ready 2, down its engine. Osttruppen getting blasted with the pack howitzer. And far up north, Panther 4 strikes here. Captain Iceland on his own, isolated against the German army. Panther 4 setting out here for Rajan until he strikes. They're obliterating railroad tracks. Looking to shoot for the tree line, but no dice there. Got the M2 up. Ironically, if he'd actually laid down a mine, he might have helped him again, but the problem is at this stage, again, the opponent's just so close anyways. The question is, does it really matter? In this case, dodged that mine out as well. So, bit awkward here for Rajan, bit awkward. Manitou, I mean. And it also gets a bit more awkward because, I mean, despite all the mines, Rajan has not felt in any way compelled to go for mines, which is obviously a massive mistake, but also really tells you something about the state of Manitou's mining, that Rajan just really isn't getting much of a rat's ass about it. Osttruppen almost mauled into oblivion here by Manitou. Major McForce there. Northern Make pumping seized here for freedom and democracy. Jackson's good hit there, got that into 1. Southern Pump being seized here by Rajan meanwhile, 44 to 157. Called Captain advancing here, going straight for the Germans, fixing up the Panther 4. Panther 4 number 3 heading northwards here, as number 1, probably number 1 honestly. Panzer's flanking in there, go caught by the Americans, they are quickly dispatched with all haste. Jackson Ford's good shot on the Panther 4, right through the side arm. And again, the situation for Manitou continues to be a problem, in part because, again, he keeps over-focusing on the center of the map. Like, instead of trying to play around Rajan, he plays into him. 47 kills from the sniper. Incendiary explodes around there. Another hit from the Jackson. Panther down to half health. South here, Captain unfortunately into the MD-42. The MD-42s have been a fairly good investment here for Rajan. No mistake. Got another ambulance? Oh, was that his first ambulance? Huh. Can't go straight for the Osttruppen. 1544 was 125. M20 was the Grenadier tearing into them. They got 23 kills there, east level. South finally making some progress there. Again, you find lost something coming to a larger push there. But at this point, it almost feels a bit too little too late here versus Rajan, to be honest. So the strike here called with the Mage is just not having much of an impact. Occupying the German trench here by the center victory point, casting the 4-2 crew there and sending them running. Still plenty of fuel to go for more armor, but again, the issue remains for Manitou manpower. Always mind your manpower. We won't be able to make use of that fuel. And there you go. Jackson reaching Bletchley too. Almost got the Panzer IV there, but quick to blitz out of there. And Rajan ensures his Panzer IV remains operable. So we've got 34 versus 121. South there, Point Blank Seas, troops retreating. Not still looking great for Manitou. I mean, he's making some progress, but it's fairly late progress, I feel like, in some way. Return charging balloons up north, Major following up here as well. South here, Panther engaging the route squad there.
We're losing a capture point.
Decent hit by the Packard and the Osttruppen, just ultimately nothing crashing here. Bazooka Flamethrower team, that's a really weird combination, by the way. Bazooka Flamethrower team. Goes there for the Panzer IV. I think that's the first time I've seen that one, actually. For an American player. I don't think in this time, though, the novelty of that is good. I don't think so. Jackson forces straight to the Pack 40 and the Panther down to half health. Pack crouching around there. Panther blitzing forwards for Deutschland. And there we go. Jackson's out of control. Out of commission. Manitou still time away from armor. There you go. The Panther force are rushing, remaining entertaining with this. I think Manitou's out of the war. And there you go. GG. Game over. So there you go. The fight is done with. Germany secured victory over the Americans here. A brutal fight, but in the end, Manitou feel like strategically made some mistakes there. Partly, again, not prioritizing tanks faster. Again, the coming to command post wasn't a bad idea, but should have committed to more anti-tank instead of the Pack Howitzer, for example, and should have focused on EC8s. Additionally, the other issue was just focused too much on the center of the map. Again, not on the sides of the map, not on the resource, and trying to outmaneuver his opponent. I feel like those were the things that also didn't help Manitou. And finally, while it was great that he laid down mines, most American players never bothered with them. The way he laid down the mines was actually quite useless. Like, a lot of the times, rather than where the opponent had a good chance running vehicles, he'd be close to his own base, meaning he's more likely to have them go off on his own tanks. It didn't happen, but most of the mines just didn't do much there to Rajan. Rajan played fairly well there. Could have gone for some more Pantherons without Panther 6. The Panther 6 upgrade still to me was a bit strange, but overall, fairly good game there. Though again, there were some issues. Could have laid down mines more himself. Could also maneuver more himself. But again, he was very much aided in this regard by Manitou and his mistakes. So there you go. GG, game over. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Consider donating or pledging on Patreon as well. Links in the description. This is Imperial Link. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.